What's going on, everybody? We're so excited. That's right. We're celebrating our 20th year anniversary on the 27th, our birthday on the 24th, and 2 years on the Classy Climb with Erica Williams. So we're going to give you the 2x2x2. What's that? It's 2 consultations, 2 masterclass for only 2 of these. That's right. And all you have to do is hit that link. First time people only get 2x2 for 2. That's right. 2 masterclasses, 2 consultations for only 2 of these, and come celebrate our 20th anniversary. Happy birthday and 2 years with Erica. Hit that button. Get free with 2023 with DJ Money.
Toledo Organic Tequila is so crisp, so incredibly smooth. It's simply in a category by itself. This is luxury. Life tastes better naturally, so should your tequila. This is Toledo. Enjoy responsibly. Visit ToledoTequila.com to get your bottle of Toledo Organic Tequila. Get a 10% discount on DJ the Money Coach by entering promo code MONEY at checkout. Again, that's ToledoTequila.com, promo code MONEY to get 10% off your Toledo purchase. Now, let's start the show. Good evening, everyone out there, and welcome to another episode of Nick's Knowledge and Notions in Cube Science Series, brought to you by the Ransburg International and the 7 Spheres of Money. Of course, I'm Nick Westbrooks. He's DJ the Money Coach, and this is the first Nick's Knowledge and Notions episode of 2021. So welcome to 2021, new year. We had our first program for the 7 Spheres of Money last night with A Story. This is the first episode of Nick's Knowledge and Notions in the new year. So welcome back and Happy New Year to everyone out there. Happy New Year to you, DJ. How you feeling?
Man, I am excited. We kicked off the Happy New 2021. That's what I call it, the Happy New 2021, because that's what it is. And we kicked off the program with the Queen, followed by the Prince, and the King is here. So we are all excited and just wanted to show people, hey man, you know what? It is amazing to be alive, to be blessed, to live the pom-pom lifestyle, no stress, and still have, the youth as well. So, with that said, as you can all see, I do have a full head of hair and I do not have any gray hair. So I just want to show y'all that because we will not start the program without the coach in the house.
there you go, and that's how you know it's real. This is the real thing. This is the real deal. He's really living the pom-pom lifestyle. He's not just looking like he's living it. He's actually living it. That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. To kick off this first show, we've been doing, we did a few book discussions, in 2020. So of course we'll be continuing those into 2021. This is a book that I actually started reading in 2020. This is a book that DJ is very familiar with. He'll tell you a little bit about that in a few minutes. But this is actually one of the books on the suggested reading list, for our family finance one-on-one attendees and students. And the book that I'm speaking of is The E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber. The E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber. So that's how I discovered the book, from sitting in the family finance one-on-one webinar as a client, not business manager yet, not host of Nick's Knowledge and Notions yet, just as a client, only knowing DJ for a few weeks, a few months. This is one of the books that he mentioned amongst others. So I'll actually be going through the reading list, and we will be discussing these books on my show, throughout the year. And yeah, we're gonna get into it. DJ, is there anything you wanna introduce before we jump into the book? I forgot to introduce you officially. I know most people already know you, but if you would like to reintroduce yourself to any new viewers, why don't you go ahead and do that?
Oh man, absolutely. So yeah, man, real quickly, I am DJ the Money Coach. I have been in business for 20 years. Started out just like you have, came into this world with a college education. And outside that college education, I was built up professional debt, had $40,000 worth of consumable debt. That means credit cards secured by no assets. And I had about $20,000 of student loans on top of that. So I had about $60,000 worth of debt. And on top of that, I had a stellar credit report of 525.
Stellar
Credit report of 525. So, mind you, with that stellar credit report and that stellar, book of assets that I had accumulated coming out of college, I had no ability to get a house, had no ability to get a business loan, but I did have ability to work for somebody like a Hebrew slave. So after I realized that being the owner versus the employee was the best play in the town, read a book called The Road to Wealth, read one chapter, ladies and gentlemen. That chapter was on credit. I learned exactly how credit worked, read that part of the book. 12 months later, my credit score, hit 720. 24 months after reading that book, my credit score hit 800. And my credit score has not been less than 800 for 15 straight years. And as we speak of today, my credit score is 821. I usually show people that because I usually have it around, but actually I don't have it in front of me. But you can ask those 20,000 people that we work with if it's the truth. And matter of fact, in 2020, inside of a pandemic, we actually work with directly and indirectly about 4,000 people came through our program, and we helped a lot of them become consumer debt free. So that's one of the things that we're excited about, Nick. I did find one that was back in May. So I think if you can see that, let me see here. I can't get it lined up. There we go.
There it is.
That was in May, but my credit score is actually 821. Became consumer debt free in 2002. Paid off all the debt. Did not file bankruptcy or blame anybody for my ignorance about how credit works. And I actually borrowed all the money and I spent it, and I had a great time spending it. And then I realized that I was the slave to the debtor, to the creditor. So within 6 years of 2002, I became financially independent in America. What does that mean? I actually matched my recurring expenses, Nick, with my passive income, 2x, not 1x, but 2x. So I went from having recurring expenses about $6,000 a month, and I actually doubled my passive business income to $12,000 in 2008. Consumer debt free, financially independent. I held that line for 24 months, never had to use my employee money, and I was able to walk into the world of free and become financially independent, consumer debt free, and own myself. And since that time, we've worked with churches, non-for-profits, YMCA, Federal Reserve, Montgomery Regional Airport, State of Illinois Attorney General's Young Lawyers Division, worked with the state of Michigan on predatory lending. And I have gone across the country teaching financial education and Pay Yourself First program since 2005. And I'm happy to announce that we have several hundred people who have become financially independent through our program and actually own their own businesses. And we've had thousands become consumer debt free, including yourself recently doing the same thing. So I'm excited about this. And 2020, I want to say, that's in the rear view. And, we send our prayers up to people who lost loved ones and who were stricken by income interruption. We pray that you have a better 2021. And we're going to spread the joy. And what we're most excited about, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's always a tale of two cities. One city is poverty, one city is wealth. And unfortunately, they're parallel in the universe. But we're actually sharing the parallel of wealth, and we're going to teach this year. We're going to teach 12,000 people how to become consumer debt free, and we're going to teach hundreds how to become financially independent and business owners if they're willing to do three things, Nick. Number one, find discipline in their life. Number two, find accountability in their life. Number three, plug into a system. And then number four, put that work in. Because like my dad and my grandfather told me, only time, Nick, you'll ever find work before success. Success before work is in the dictionary. So we have put 4 big, hairy, audacious goals, which is called BHAG. If you look at the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell, he talks about having a BHAG, a big, audacious, hairy goal. So the 4 things we're going to accomplish this year. Number one, and we already have commenced this, we are starting our own fund. That's right. We're starting the DJTMC Forex Fund $1 million fund. Now, what I mean by that, we're actually have lined up, just like we do in the 7 spheres of money. We work with professionals who have special skill sets, specificity skill sets, 15 years plus in one lane, no generalists, that actually have proven that they have achieved 7-figure status in their profession in that one lane. And we now have been fortunate to be blessed with our, business partner of the Domlin Capital Group, Mr. Leonard Ray, who we brought on the show several times. And I have finally beat him down to work with us after a couple of years of begging him and prodding him and putting him on the spot on the show. We have finally been blessed to have him bless us with helping our members. And we have actually officially started the DJ TMC Forex $1 million fund. And why is that important, Nick? That's important because our monies collectively as a group, and I'm talking specifically to our people, and we're not excluding anybody, but this is specifically for our people. So we started this fund with a person who's already successfully trading millions of dollars successfully since 2007. Now we're going to have the ability to do our own fund, and we're going to take our monies, if we're wise enough, out of the bank system and be our own bank, our own financier, and we're going to create a fund that 100 people can participate in. And guess what? I'm the first person in the fund. And I began the fund back in November by putting 5 figures in the fund, and I have gotten a great double-digit return on that fund. Now, let me mind you with this, Nick. This fund is not for the weary. It's not for the weak. This is a sophisticated investment vehicle only for those who are qualified, okay? Because we can't guarantee you anything, only that you will die and pay more taxes unless you got great estate advisors like we have. But anyway, back to the story. And since it's the first segment of the year, I'm going to keep this PSA a little bit longer because you need to hear this. So a sophisticated investor is a person that has an income by the IRS guaranteed of $200,000 consecutively for 3 years straight, and they have a net worth of $1.5 million outside of their home. Okay, that's generally the type of person that can invest in a Forex fund. Now I hear you. Oh, Forex, I can do that on Cash App. I can do it on Robinhood. I can do it on Acorns. Yeah, you're right. Individuals can now trade in Forex, and most of those people are failing immensely because they're not professionals. But you can put your money in the fund. But what we're doing as professionals, we're having a professional fund being managed by a professional who has achieved 7 figures more than once, more than twice, and has been doing it for a decade plus. So what I want to just start learning how to do Forex, absolutely. But what I want to trust my ability to make significant amount of earnings when there's a great opportunity to have significant amount of losses, or would I want to put my money with a professional like you do with your 401k, like you do with your pension, like you do with your mutual fund, and you that look like me, you generally don't even vet these organizations because you have been indoctrinated from the day you came from the womb till you got into the system of debt and financing to just put your money with the other company. And once you put it there, you sit and you get a statement, hear nothing about it. Nothing wrong with that. But that used to only work in the industrial age. We're in the information age now. So what we decided to do is line our chips up with what we believe is the best to do that. So that fund has jumped off, and that fund is going to be open for a limited amount of time. And we have already raised several hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this fund started. And this fund will be open until the end of March, but we have 10 founding members, and we still have a seat left if you want to be a founding member, but you have to qualify just like Nick did by going through our initial program, which is called the Pro Package. We give you 3 consecutive weeks of teaching you about becoming a type of investor, what kind of investor you are, doing a financial analytical report analysis on you, and then bringing back a full 14-page comprehensive written plan to give you a starting foundation. Once you go through that gauntlet and work with us, our partners, our advisors, our accountants, our CPAs, our financial planners, and if you're qualified, then we'll share that with you. That fund have $1 million in it. That fund will make extremely great investments, and it will be an amazing historical fund in of itself, run by professionals, by us, for us, with us. That's amazing. So that's number one. Number two, we're going to continue to do our real estate investing, which we've been invested in since 2005. We have invested in over 300 properties collectively through 4 states. We're in the state of Michigan. We're in the state of the state of Missouri. We're in the state of Illinois. We're in the state of Texas. And we're also going to be expanding into the state of Ohio, which we started already. And we're also going to be expanding to the state of Florida. We already have over, $20 million of assets managed by another 2 groups of professionals. These are not owned by me, DJ the Money Coach, but I do own property in these investments with people I've known for 15, 20 years. Unlike other people who raise money from people and then they say they're going to go out and buy stuff, we already own the properties. And most importantly, we own 90% of these properties outright cash, and we can prove it to you. So our second project, which is going to be continuum of a project we've been doing, which is called Great Lakes Property Management. It's called Bond and Associates. We're going to continue to find other properties in the market, price points from $15K up to $200,000, and we're going to buy them outright as a collective consortium. Or we're going to teach you how to buy them off our assembly line at a price point of $40,000 to $50,000. These properties will be managed just like a mutual fund, and you will get a rent paid to you every month, anywhere from $600 to $900 a month, depending on which model you buy off the assembly line. And I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count, how I can guarantee that these work. And the answer to that is real simple. I've been invested since 2005. I got out of the market in 2010, got back in the market in 2015, and acquired several properties since. And I have a 4 to 5 figure, monthly passive that comes through that one vehicle. Okay. We're going to make that project grow by 50% this year. So we're going to take it to $30 million. Okay. And you can be a part of that. And we have a lot of success stories. Our third project, which we're excited about, is called Teach a Child How to Fish. And so that project right there is amazing because this is for children age 8 to 21. Don't get insulted if I call you a child at 21, unless you are an accredited, sophisticated investor at 21, which there's several people that are, but 98% of them are not. We're going to teach them the basics of financing. We're going to teach them how stocks work, how dividends work. We're going to teach them how Forex works. We're going to teach them how mutual funds work. We're going to teach them how to read an annual report by the Security Exchange Commission, which is a requirement for any public traded company that they give an annual report. We're going to teach them how to become entrepreneurs, how to use the platforms on the digital and social media, how to get digital marketing skills with our partners, Seth, our partners, Erica. We're going to teach them how to partner up with Holly Reed, our CPA, and teach them the basic fundamental of how to become owners versus employees through the business system. And I'm excited about that because our goal is to work with 1,000 children over the next 12 months. That's probably the best project that we're doing as far as legacy is, continue to create multi-generational wealth in our community. So that's the third project. And the last one, but not least, we're going to have a goal of working with 1,000 people a month through our partnerships, through our core programs of our Family Finance 101, our 3 Steps to Success program, Teach a Child How to Fish program, indirectly online, offline, consultative relationships with our accountants, our attorneys, our financial planners, all of those. And our goal is to do 12,000 touches in 2021. So that's the 4 major projects, Nick, that we have already began, and we're off to a tremendous start. I mean, literally, you take care of my calendar. My calendar is booked. And just to show you example, I never have worked in the past 7 years doing December 17th, actually December 12th to January 7th. I usually never work. But this past year, I think I've talked to probably 40 people.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yep.
and out of 40, about 80% of them joined some form of our program that we are inundated with right now, excitingly helping them, from people as young as 21 years of age, and we're working with people as old as 74 right now. And those people have come to us through Dr. Willie Jolly's interview, Erica Williams' platform, just going onto our website, seeing your show, seeing Astoria's show. And man, we're so excited. You know, I can't wait, man. I'm so invigorated that that's what I'm passionate about. So you could have chosen a better book to talk about. So that's my story. That's my truth. And guess what? I'm not perfect, and I ain't trying to be perfect, because perfect is the enemy of great. I'm flawed just like everybody else, but I have principles, I have integrity, and I roll up my sleeves and I go to work and I apply, the platinum rule in life. And what's the platinum rule? Do and treat people the way they want to be treated, not the way you want to be treated, because that's the golden rule. And what I mean by that, if Nick, you had a wish to get your favorite car and I was going to buy it out of my pocket, and it happened to be whatever, a Lexus or a BMW. And let's say I like, Aldi. I go out and buy you an Aldi, even though I pay for it. That's the golden rule. I got to go get you that Lexus, the exact one that you want for that amount of money I told you I was going to spend. And that's what we're talking about. And so we're going to go beyond the Call of Duty, and our team is going to come out, starting with Nick on the front line as our business manager. Then immediately they're going to be imparted and touched by Melvin Hobson. Then they're going to be touched by me. Then they're going to be touched by James Lane, our CPA. Then they're going to be touched by Dr. Sylvia Hollowell on the medical side. Then they're going to be touched by, a lot of different people, Harvey, Steve on the mortgage and broker side. So we've got a lot of options and avenues for people to pursue. And just to let you know, we are the place to be. And I'm going to say this right here. I challenge you to find a group in the professional middle class that look like us, that's committed to helping you versus just selling you some stuff. Because here's the deal. I've seen over the past 30 days, people who throw programs together, that they just threw together in 5 minutes. And literally people out there buying their stuff, and these people don't have experience. But you know what they are? They're charismatic, they're elegant, they got the bling, and they're selling you stuff. And I'll end this, PSA with this. It's a guy out there on the platform on social media. He's a great guy, got integrity, but he don't know what he don't know. He had over 400,000 followers. He's probably about 24, 25, and he's out there referring people to insurance products, financial products that he knew nothing about, and end up, giving him $18,000, $25,000 and getting caught up. And I'm just saying to myself, why would you give somebody who has no background in finance, just because they are charismatic and they're speaking some other truths, your money without vetting it? And then we know that other guy out there that raised this amazing fund in Tulsa and raised close to $15 million, and he took that money and went and bought an asset for himself. And I'm not trying to cast ill on those people, because I don't hate the game at all. But what I do hate is that people who are out here, shaking the tree and just throwing stuff on the wall that have no experience. And then people follow them like sheep and lemmings. So with that said, our assets, we already own. Our team, you can look them up. They have license. They have Fortune 50, resumes. Have worked with Exxon, Price Waterhouse, companies like that, Tyson Foods, Fortune 50 companies. That's important. McDonald's, burgers, BMI Music. Most of these people, they're giving their money up. And the other thing is they're charging people, for courses, $997, $1,495.
Yep.
And they're giving them nothing but something they just put together on Teachable. And it looks real good. And then people look at my course, they say, why didn't you update your stuff? I said, what's more important? Is it the content or the actual, the shine on it? Because if you're looking for the shine, then you ain't somebody we need to work with. But if you're looking for the content and you're looking for people who got 15 plus years, 20 plus years, 7-figure background, then we the people. Are we going to update our stuff? Yeah, we will. But you know what? Our stuff is tried and true for 2 decades. So with that said, I've said enough. I'm excited. Those 4 projects, we're running out the gate, and we're actually literally having to turn people down actually to do, interviews with me. Here's what I'm also going to tell you. We're not going to be the cheapest game in the town. We're not going to be the most expensive, but like everybody else. Our prices have increased this year because when I see people out here who are amateurs charging that amount, and we're charging 1/10 just for you to get to know us, we're not doing that no more. But we're still going to be affordable for you. So back to you, brother.
Right. That's right.
Hello, everyone. Financially Free D here with the 7 Spheres of Money team with DJ the Money Coach. And I am here to offer Erica Williams, Classy Climbers, a special offer. And thanks to Erica for having me on her platform, I want to show you all how to become financially free in 2023 with business credit. Talk to me about how you can get up to $100,000 in 0% interest business credit in 6 to 12 months. And you can talk to me about bookkeeping or preparing for anything business and business finance. So I'm going to offer you 2 consultations, not 1, but 2, and a special bonus offer of a free ebook. All you have to do is click that link down below and secure your spot for only $47. And I will see you on your upcoming consultation.
What's up, everybody? Tajir here, president of Young Gold Stars Financial Academy here at DJ the Money Coach, and I'm super excited to talk to you about what we have in store for the youth. So we're going to be going over the basics of financial literacy to get them ready. We're going to go over the big 4: money, personal finance, business, and entrepreneurship. We're going to show them how to read those financial statements so they can build up their portfolios, stocks, dividend stocks, growth stocks, so on. We're going to show them how to manage their money with the 4 envelopes program. We're going to go over insurance and much, much more. So your children, your nieces, nephews, sons, daughters, brothers, cousins, they need to be in this program, and they need to be in this program right now so they can knock it out the park. So click that link, sign up, and we'll see your kids next Saturday in class. Woo!
Yes, the price might go up, but the quality will remain superb. And I think that's a good transition into this book discussion, because those few individuals and businesses that you mentioned, they may experience some temporary short-term success, but if they keep up what they're doing, they're not going to last. They're going to end up failing because they're not applying the right principles. And just to go right into the book, that's one of the first things that I picked up from reading the E-Myth. The first lesson is that this is a learning experience. So one of the pitfalls that a lot of people who are starting up businesses is that they're doing the wrong type of work because they don't know what they don't know. So before we go even further into this discussion, I just wanted to mention that this isn't going to be an in-depth discussion of the book because we highly recommend this book. So we want you to go out and read it. So this will be, a broad overall, overview of the book, rather than an exhaustive, extensive, detail by detail, summary of the book. But, just to point out a few key items, the book is called The E-Myth. And when people go into business, they have these misconceptions about what it means to be an entrepreneur. So right off the bat, if you're an entrepreneur thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, you should definitely get this book, because more than likely you might be holding on to some of these misconceptions about what entrepreneurship entails. One particular quote that stood out to me is that entrepreneurs tend to work in their business rather than on their business. And by working in their business, they become consumed with it, and it ultimately leads to burnout, and it also leads to the deterioration of the business itself, in which the quality deteriorates or declines. So I just want to start off with that introduction. DJ, you can go ahead and jump in there and talk a little bit about how you got introduced to this book and how the relationship you had to this book, and why you added it to the 7 Spheres of Money, Family Finance, required reading list.
Oh, absolutely. And so, yeah, man, you know what? I was just, while you were talking, I did actually find my most recent credit score.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we see it. Yep, 821, exceptional.
Exceptional, baby.
Yep.
Exceptional. So, yeah, man. So here's the thing. So when I started my first attempt at what I thought was a company, it's like you said, I was working in the business and I wasn't working the business. And I realized that things were all scattered all over the place. So I was reading another book, and they mentioned E-Myth in the book. And I said, okay, well, then in that entry, like the first chapter, the second chapter, he just broke out this chart, organizational chart. I said, oh man, that looks familiar. That looks like what we have at my company I work for. Oh, CEO, board of directors, CEO, executives that report to the CEO, directors, managers, and worker bees. And it all was in a flow chart. He said, so if you don't have this and you don't know what your responsibilities are, your duties are, then a lot of times this is the reason why you fail. It has nothing to do with your skills or your talent. It's because you have not started the company the way a corporation is structured. Yep, there it is, baby. And I'm looking there, Nick, and I'm like, oh, snap, I'm in trouble. Because not only am I wearing all this stuff, but I don't even know what the duties and responsibilities of every one of these, charts are in my own business. But I'm doing that as an employee for the employer that I work for. So immediately I wrote down every hat that I wore, and then I understood what the duties of that position was, understood what the responsibilities were. Even though I was doing it, I then started looking for people to fulfill those roles. And that ended to start to improve my business, because I got out of the business and the business started becoming a system. So that was the first thing that I noticed. And then I noticed that I was able to delegate and then duplicate that process. So once that happened, then I was able to add value to the products and services that I was giving into the marketplace, because that was one of the biggest problems that people have in entrepreneurship, that they're just really people, working a job that they call business, and it's not really a business. Okay. So that was the first thing. And then I got blessed and actually met Michael E. Gerber at the Women Network in Dallas, Texas. It's called E-Women Network. And he was a what they call a keynote speaker. And he actually happened to be a breakout moderator for a group that I was in that were doing presentations for small businesses. And our group at the time, Melvin and I included, actually had won the top category for small businesses. And the reason why, Michael Gerber saw that we had done the outline in his book. So I had the pleasure of meeting him and speaking to him and telling him how that book impacted my life. And he said, yeah, I could see how you went step by step through the process methodically, and you actually made it work for yourself. And now your business is going to be sustainable. And that was back in 2008. And I've been working with the same structure ever since. So I said, you know what? That's going to be the first book that I recommend to people who claim they want to be in business for themselves. And so much so, what's the rendition of that book right there you have in your hand? How many renditions has he made? Just to show you how great it is.
Oh man. I'm not sure, but you mentioned 2008. I saw that he mentioned towards the end of the book that it first came out in 1986. This is the 1995 version right here.
Wow. So look at that. That book been out 35 years. So he must be telling some truths in that book. Ain't that something? So if you don't get anything from this and you think you're an entrepreneur, like them young people coming on here just throwing stuff up against the wall and everybody following them, maybe you might want to step back and incorporate some of these books' principles, and then you will start attracting real winners that'll want to get on your team, because you'll know the duties, the responsibilities, the roles they're supposed to play, and they won't take it personal because you'll plug them in just like a regular Fortune 1000 company does. And now your business will be able to duplicate itself, sustain itself, attract capital, attract new opportunities to people who are prepared for success. So that's why I'm excited about E-Myth, man. And really, that's really one in a triangle of 3 books that you got to have. But we're just going to talk about that one. Like I said, give an overview, but I'm not going to go into any detail. But I can tell you this, that book saved me thousands of dollars. But most importantly, that book kept me in the entrepreneur game, because I did have to go back to work for a little bit when I started out, because I messed up everything and I was violating every principle in that book that he talked about, E-Myth. And one of the things is he talks about when you're an entrepreneur, you know that you automatically going to have success because you got this talent and this skill, and that's just the complete opposite. Right.
Yeah, there's much more that goes into it than just having the talent and the skill. Even if you have the passion, that's still not enough, because you'll find yourself neglecting the other areas of business, such as the back office aspects of business, the managerial aspects of the business.
Let's stop right there, because we missed out one of our new relationships, The Back Office Boss by D. Taylor Jolly. Because a lot of stuff in the E-Myth is what D. Taylor Jolly does for small businesses that want to become certified minority, business enterprises, which a lot of government dollars are being given to in grants and accessibility. That's a huge mistake, not only made in our community, but across the landscape. So the Back Office Boss is another great relationship we have. And D. Taylor Jolly is Dr. Jolly's wife, and she's been doing this for 30 years, successfully, 7-figure business. You think she might be able to help you versus the 23 to 25-year-old who's very charismatic, but knows nothing, because they're doing what I call ignorance on fire. Now, mind you, I ain't hating the game, but if you're going to be out here talking about business and talking about making $1 million, anybody can make $1 million. Let me tell you that. You can go out here with ignorance on fire, make $1 million, but can you sustain it? It's harder, because now them problems start to rear their ugly head when you don't have organization. You don't have the right people on your team. And most importantly, you don't have the experience of having done it in a down market versus when anybody can do it. So that's what D. Taylor Jolly is going to provide in the Back Office Boss. And that's most important, because that's the part of the 7 spheres of money. Accounting, banking, insurance, estate planning. Man, I get old, so that may be one thing. Let me go back. Financial planning,
real estate,
estate planning, and legal.
Legal, yeah.
which is most important because I'm surprised, Nick, every time I talk to people that recently in the past 3 weeks have had businesses legally operating with entity corporations for 6-7 years and don't have half the stuff that we talked about. And they were like, well, hey, I was working with this guy and that guy. And then when I turn them on to Melvin, I turn them on to James, I turn them on to Dr. Hollowell. Oh, never heard this stuff before. Oh my goodness, I've been leaving this on the table, that on the table. That's why you need us.
Yep, there you go.
That's exactly why you need it. So E-Myth is the core thing. And another thing I want to share with people is that one thing I learned is that I'm going to, with our team, I'm going to strive to read a book a week. A book a week. And those 3 books are going to be, first, start with, my spiritual base. The second is going to be leadership. And the third is going to be business. And then I'm going to be able to categorize that and make sure my time with my family does not get interrupted, because you're going to be out of balance in some sense, but at least it's going to be controlled out of balance.
Right. Yeah. And that's important, because when you apply the concepts that Michael E. Gerber talks about in the E-Myth, that's when you achieve that. What would you call it? About the balance. Repeat that again.
Yeah, they're controlled out of balance.
Controlled out of balance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you achieve the controlled out of balance. Because when you neglect these concepts, that's when, like I mentioned, that's when the burnout comes in. That's when your life is consumed by the business, because you haven't put the systems into place in which your business can practically run without you being there. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Applying this franchise concept to your business, even if you don't get to duplicate your business and open it up in multiple locations or areas. You want your business to run like it's a franchise, to where you don't have to be there. It can run smoothly and be consistent with the same expectations and results every time.
And you know what? That's the thing that I forgot, that it was based on the franchise model, but that enables you to scale faster and actually checks and balances easier. Because once you put the foundation in, just like building a house correctly, you can go up vertically as high as you want, because you took the right amount of time, years, to build a foundation, not 2 months, 6 months on social media. And yes, you got 200,000 followers, and out of those 200,000 followers, 5% of them going to come look at your product and service, and 5% of them going to buy whatever you throw on the wall, because they just want to be part of something. But it's built on, hay and sticks, and it falls apart as you go up. But if you take the time to build it right in that franchise model, where organizations properly decided, the checks and balances are easier as you go up higher. And then once you hit that eclipse of, say, 10,000, 100,000, 7 figures is actually easier to manage than 10,000 when you have the foundation laid properly, when you have the right people on your team, when you have the Nick Westbrooks on your team, when you have, the Melvin Hobsons on your team, you have the James Lanes on your team, the Lisa Shebars, the Dr. Sylvia Hollowells on your team, the Erica Williams on your team, because all these people are experts and have 10, 15, 20 years of proven success. And when you do break out and have that record-breaking month or that record-breaking year, you can predict that it's going to sustain itself and continue to grow, because you have built the right foundation by starting by debunking all the myths of being an entrepreneur, which you think all it pertains to is talent. And it's got nothing to do with talent. It has to do with them dirty little words that are, discipline, work, accountability, and plug into a system, and then you replicate it and keep moving forward.
Yep. And DJ just mentioned having those experts and having those right people on your team. Of course, the E-Myth discusses that too, and how to go about finding the right people and vetting the right people. So if you want to know how to do that, go ahead and get the book and read that chapter. In this version, I think that's chapter 15 and 16. It's right after the organizational chart. It talks about filling those positions on the organizational chart and how to go about choosing the right people. So that's an important point right there. So another reason why you want to go ahead and add this book to your reading list.
Yeah, and you know what? Let me chime in here, and I'll give you an example that money can't buy success. And what do I mean by that? Let's just look at the professional sports organization. Okay, so you can look at right now football and basketball teams. All the owners of those professional football teams in America, professional basketball teams, they're billionaires. But why aren't they perennially competing for the championship year in and year out? You know, I think there's 32 football teams. I think there's 30 basketball teams. But year in, year out, there's usually 4 or 5 teams that constantly are in the championship game, the divisional playoffs, and there's usually perennially the same teams at the bottom. But the owners are billionaires. And the thing is that they're violating that foundation that, you know, all I need is money and talent. No, you need a system. You need the right people on the bus at the right time, and the right mission is what Michael Gerber talks about. And that's the reason why we, you know, painstakingly look for the right people on our team so that we can help you when you come through the Family Finance 101 course, just to, you know, get yourself a, you know, evaluation. And then when you get that evaluation, you see what the missing part or what you're doing right. We tell you accelerate that. Then we plug you into a sophisticated program. So that's what that does for you. So it's 2021. I don't believe in, you know, resolutions. You know, I believe in what's your goal? What's your plan? What's your executable list that if you didn't hit it in 2020 and it was good, just modify it and keep moving. And I'll give you an example. What I'm doing now that I started about 7-8 weeks ago, I decided that I'm not going to partake in a lot of the leisure that I earn until I hit significant mileposts and accomplishments. What I mean by that, I mean, I love chocolate. So I used to eat chocolate cake, chocolate candy all the time. I said, you know what? Before I indulge in a nice piece of chocolate cake again, I'm going to make sure I, you know, help at least, you know, 10 people this month, you know, and then I said, you know what? I like to have a very good, high quality beer. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to have that really good beer or alcohol until we hit X amount of number in, you know, revenue, you know, for this month. So those little goals, albeit you might not say are not significant, but they're significant to me because those things are things I earned to do. And by putting them aside and focusing a little bit more on helping more people and hitting these goals, you know what? On my birthday, man, that chocolate cake tastes 10 times better than I remembered it the year before. And that smooth champagne beer that I get that runs about, you know, $6 a bottle, man, it tastes like $1 million when I consumed it. And you know what? I started even working out to the same tune that it's a lifestyle change that now it's easy for me to say the month of January, we're going to do A, B, C, and D. And I can't wait to accomplish those because it encourages me because I can't wait to have that chocolate cake. I can't wait to have that ice cold beverage. And then I can't wait to have that nice, king crab legs and that lobster and them jumbo prawns. And man, I'm halfway to the goal already. And it's only the 8th of January. And it's those little things that can trigger your success for you in your life because their lifestyle changes. So I would encourage people, get the book, delve into it. Let's talk about it. And then let's see where you are, executing the right things. And let's see the things that you need to have modified. And let's help you find a team to help you out. May not be our team to help you out, because we're not a right fit for everybody. Nobody is. But if we are, we'll help you collectively create a winning, symphony for you. And our team will come side by side. You'll sit at the front of the table, circular table at 12 o'clock. We'll sit around you, and each one of our partners will bring you the best information in the industry. And then you'll be the coach, or you'll be the what they call the guy at the orchestra. What is that guy called?
For the maestro.
You'll be the maestro.
Yeah.
And we'll just lay down the plan that you want to have executed. Instead of us fighting for your dollar, we'll help your dollar multiply. 1 times 1 will equal 11 in this model. And we'll create financial independence one step at a time for you and your family. I'm so excited. And you're going to get younger in the process. I can guarantee it. Because again, look, woo.
Yeah, because you won't be stressing. you won't be stressing about your business, about it consuming your life and taking you away from your family and the things that you enjoy. So you can you'll definitely look younger.
Yeah, control chaos. Because what I mean by that is like that last 2 weeks, I purposely put people on my calendar on my terms, not on their terms. So there was no stress meeting with these people. I mean, I actually got excited. I mean, we were working the 31st up until 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Unusual. And enjoyed every minute of it, man. Every minute of it. I was excited. More excited than watching a football game, a basketball game, unless I was playing. And there's no better thing than being on the field than being a spectator in the stands. I'm going to say that again. It's no better feeling than being on the field instead of a spectator in the stands. And that's what we're talking about. That's what the pom-pom lifestyle is all about. That plenty of money and peace of mind because you're on the playing field and not in the stands spectating.
Yep, there you go. And there's quite a few ideas that you mentioned in there. I mean, well, first of all, just the fact that you worked on your birthday week on New Year's Eve so late, that sends a message about how passionate we are about helping you all. And just the fact that DJ just mentioned that we may not be for everyone shows our integrity. Not everybody's going to say that. Some businesses they will know that they're not the right fit for you, but they're after that dollar, they're chasing that dollar, so they're going to sell you something, sell you a service, or sell you a product, knowing that it's not right for you, just so they can get that sale. So
you just made a very profound statement. And here's the thing: a lot of times these people never tell you about their falls and their failures, right? So we raised $260,000 for a $2.5 million project. And we felt that project had some missing pieces to it after we did all our due diligence. And we need to have more control of the project. And most people would have gone ahead and taken that money and pressed forward ahead. They would have given it the college try and just outwilled it, right? So what we did was we stepped up to the plate as leaders, and I got on the phone with every investor and I said, you know what? We're not moving forward with this project. And here's why. Pop, 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 pop. And it's all on me. And those investors were like, well, wow, man, we were excited, ready to move forward with this project. And I said, you know what? No, you know what? We're not going to move. And there's nothing wrong with the project. It's an excellent project. And we're still working on the back end of the project. But we didn't want to come in on the front end if we could not have total control of the project. And here's the caveat is that 9 out of 10 people would have went forward. We stopped. And generally when you stop, you usually lose all those investors. But you know what, Nick? To our credit as a system and our team, not to me, every one of those people have come back and got involved with the fund.
Yes, they have.
And here's the thing. When we told them that we didn't just put the fund together as a makeup for that we had already been working on the fund, simultaneously was going to do it without them and showed them the transparency, integrity, and what we thought was the gaps, they felt more comfortable that we treated their assets just as importantly as we treated our own. But most other people would have kept moving forward. They would have made huge mistakes, lost a ton of money, and then they would have blamed it on somebody else. But we stayed firm, and leadership is being able to make the right decision in tough situations. And, give you a prime example. Start out the new year and there's terrorists at the Capitol. And then the head guy is actually inciting the terrorists. So lack of leadership. You know what I'm saying? And then you saw the real duality of the world we live in, that's a divide between cultures and races. Because now these people who were talking about they were protesters, but they were terrorists. They were treated like they were harming nobody, but they ran, they propelled down the Capitol, they bust in the speakers of the House office, they had guns, all of that. No National Guard, none of that. But people that look like us tell you in advance, hey, we're going to peacefully protest this, that, and the other. And the National Guard is already there, already shooting people, already killing people. And everybody's talking about we're crying wolf. So that came to lack of leadership. And that's the only thing I'm going to say about that. But what I'm going to say is we're happy that we have leadership. And an example is that we'll have some information go out to some members, and it'll be just, they can't download the product 2-3 times. And what you do, Nick, instead of saying we're going to charge you for it, we just send them another copy. And then when they miss a replay that was a forum and a webinar that you had to pay for, we just send it to them. And then guess what? Those people now see that we're not trying to charge them every nickel and dime. They come back and they believe in our program. And again, we know we're close to being perfect, but we do work with integrity. We do work with transparency, and we do not, sway when it comes to making the right decision at the right time all the time. And man, that's what we're proud about. We got a great winning team. We have comprised a team of winners, leaders, and shepherds. And if you want to be a part of that, come join us. Yep. If you don't, hey, that's cool too, because we're going to keep it moving, baby.
Right, yeah.
Hello, everybody from the Classy Climb with Erica Williams. Look, I want to thank Erica personally for allowing me to be on her platform tonight. So because of that, I'm going to be offering you all an especially special offer and program for all of you. For just $47, you're going to be able to get a complimentary consultation with myself personally, so we can talk about how you can implement the $100,000 automation system that DJ the Money Coach used in order to be on track for $1 million in 2022. You're also going to be able to get a complimentary consultation with DJ the Money Coach and his team as well, so you can figure out how to continue to make 6 figures per month and be able to make 6 figures in passive income. You're also going to be able to get as a bonus the ABCs of Wealth ebook by DJ the Money Coach. You're going to be able to get my ebook, the 6-Figure Tech Guide that I wrote out just for you. And you're going to get a bunch of other templates, automations, SOPs that I have all listed below. What you got to do to get that? You got to go down there. You got to hit that link and you got to sign up before you take it away. Look, it's only for the first 47 people. The first 47 people will get this $47 offer. After that, we got to take it away. So go ahead and click below and I'll see you in your complimentary consultation. Bye.
So credit is a necessary function of our society to do anything. So you need to be able to have efficient access to credit, which is other people's money.
So if you practice in the pack and you make mistakes, then when you ask your teacher what I do wrong here, she can tell you, and you go and take the test and you won't make those same stupid mistakes. So rehearse, plan, rehearse. And once you plan and once you rehearse, you're going to go out, and the next step is to take that step and take action.
But technically, since you have credit, access to other people's money, wouldn't that put you in debt?
It does. It does put you in debt. But there's a such thing as good debt and bad debt. So, and that was actually a great question.
Hi, my name is Dina from the All Stars Money Program. The All Stars Money Program is a great program. It teaches you about things you wouldn't learn in school. 2 of the things I learned is assets and investments. When I grew up, I wanted to be a business owner, and the program helped me understand the things I have to go through to have my business.
Yeah, you can join us. And if you have your own team and you're building the team, these are principles that that you can learn and apply to your own team and your own business. You know, everything that DJ just discussed as far as integrity, because it's more than just, you know, it's more than just having the skills and the passion and the managerial, you know, skills. It's about, you know, it's about being a person of high moral regard and integrity too. It's just as important as you know, actually performing the duties and you know, running your business. So if you need to learn that, we can teach you that too.
Yeah, you know, I think that's what we need to start doing. The focus is teaching people leadership, man. You know, because that we are at the lowest point in America with the lack of true leadership, and I think we need to focus on that and building families together. Because if you got those in place, the money, the other stuff is going to come, or it's going to go if you don't have it, you know, solidified.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and call out your boy Bill Minix. I believe he's the man for that job right there.
That's right.
So Bill, we need you to come on out and you know, teach our team members leadership.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't put enough importance on leadership, you know, but guess what? Most CEOs of multinational, multi-billion-dollar companies, they invest a lot of money into leadership, you know, and leadership a lot of times are the intangibles, you know, and that's important. And that's all in the book, man, in E-Myth. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what E-Myth is about true leadership. So if that's something that's you attracted to, other than you just trying to get rich quick, which it seems that's what this medium is all about now. Oh, I'm going to make you $50,000 in 2 days. I'm going to make you $1 million in 3 months. You know, oh, okay, yeah, you throw enough commercials and show me, because you're playing the law of large averages, that if I put enough commercials and I can afford to spend the money, just a percentage of people are going to buy my stuff. But are they going to come back and roll with you year in and year out? You know, I mean, you're the exact testament to that. I mean, you've been rolling with us for how long now?
Man, it's been over a year.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in August.
Yep, it will be 2 years. Yeah,
2 years in August from not knowing us from a hole in the wall. Yep. And here's the best testament that over the past 2 weeks, I probably had 6, 7, 8 people thought that we've been knowing each other for years, and was shocked when I told them we have never met each other face to face yet. And that was the plan before the pandemic. And they were like, that's not possible that you could trust somebody that you never met face to face, that runs your business, access to your accounts. But that's a testament to your character, your leadership, and that's a testament to our character and our trust and our faith. And you solidified your trust and faith in us by allowing us to, you know, bring these programs to your front door. So man, I'm excited. So, you know, hey, you know, Jesus started out with 12 and then he got billions.
Right.
So, you know, I'm not saying that's us. You know what I'm saying? We definitely ain't gonna come up short on this leadership.
Right. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So I think, I think you all got a lot, you know, from what to expect from this book. So after hearing all of this, hearing this conversation, and you're still not sold on getting this book, then your wood is wet. What happens when you got wet wood? It sinks.
It sinks, baby. That wet wood sinks fast. You want to be on fire. So hey, man, make sure that they have all the new links, the access to all our stuff, because man, we gonna come hard, we coming strong, and man, we roll into the hole because we know that this journey is more important than the destination. That's the important piece, and we're starting to attract higher quality people. And I'm gonna tell you, here's a tip for you. I want you to go look up, and I usually don't endorse other people, but I do endorse people that do great things. So I want you to go look up Ariel Capital Investments and look at the story of Jonathan Rogers. And that's our mission. Our mission is to emulate not replicate. Right? Mission is to emulate and then duplicate the system he put together behind Ariel Capital Investments. And we will do it. Just that simple. Because we already opened up the door. We already put the founders together. And we got people knocking down. Got 2 referrals today that people just, man, we want to be part of that. And I'm like, pump the brakes, baby. Do you have the Family Finance 101 course? Oh, I don't need that. Yeah, you do. Do you have the pro package, which is a 3-week, boot camp of getting all your ducks in a row? And I'm gonna leave with this. People are like, well, what are you talking about? I mean, I think I did 3-4 meetings today, and each one of the people I did the meeting with were some pretty accomplished people. But as soon as I pulled this little thing out about the financial analytical report, they're asking about wills, trust, value of their policies, how much they got this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, I ain't never done that before. What? You ain't never done that before? Oh, okay, but I'm sure you've done this little thing before. This man, I know you've done this. But then I fall back and I pull back and I say, well, how about you tell me what kind of investor you are? What do you mean what kind of investor? Oh, so you don't know what kind of investor you are with your financial intelligence? Or if you are investing with advisors and your stuff is being managed by a custodian and you don't even know if you're an income investor, a growth investor, a conservative investor, a moderate investor, or an aggressive investor. Oh, no, mind yet. Are you a sophisticated investor that can afford to do a risk to be involved in Forex? Oh, but you got the app that you can just, do fractions and stuff like that. So then I said, well, after that, you ever been on a plane before, Nick?
Yeah.
So before that plane takes off, what is that co-pilot doing?
Well, you going through the safety guidelines on the card?
He's going over about 1,000 checkpoints.
Yeah.
They would not get off that plane, dude, if there's condensation on a wing, because that condensation can turn to ice, and that little bit of condensation could kill everybody in flight.
You know what? I was actually on a flight when that happened. It was a couple of years ago. It was February. I'm in New Jersey, and it was snowing, and we boarded the plane, and they actually de-iced the plane maybe about 2 or 3 times before we actually took off. Yep.
Yeah, and dude, I used to remember all the time. I was, man, I gotta wait. Then I realized when I saw a plane crash, and they were like, yeah, they didn't de-ice the plane correctly. Wow, but you were in a rush to make it on time, and you didn't have a plan, but they didn't de-ice because they felt the pressure, and they didn't have a plan. So I just looked at them, Nick. I said, you got a get started list? Anybody went over your goals with you other than yourself? Do you actually know how much money that you really need to have in your retirement? Better yet, do you know it's easier for you to get retired versus having a lump sum of cash? Because I may want to be a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
So in your mindset, oh, that's $1 million in a bank account getting maybe 7% return annually, or 10%, which is $100,000. But what about this? What if your regular expenses are $4,000 a month, and all you got to do is make $8,000 a month, sustain that for 12 months without getting money from your other gig? You're now financially independent and you can retire. Let me ask you, which one is harder? Building $1 million cash or making $4,000 to $8,000 in income over 12 to 36 months?
Oh, definitely the second option.
Right. And if you don't know that, guess what? You need to check your cash flow. You need to check your emergency fund. And better yet, what is your professional personal net worth? Because these are all the things that banks, mortgage companies, credit card companies want to know. And then here's that little dirty thing, that budget, baby. We're going to put you on that budget. And then I'm going to be able to tell you exactly when you get out of debt. So a lot of people are doing a whole bunch of different programs. And the last one, Nick, was talking to a young lady, professional, PhD, want to buy a first house. And she didn't even know what her housing analysis percentage was for actually how much home she can afford, even though she made really good money. I said, you see where the red line is? That means you got too much. And that's where the mortgage company usually gets you, because if you make $100,000 a year, they're gonna tell you, Nick, you can get a $400,000 house. You can't afford no $400,000 house. You probably can afford a $200,000 house. Because here's the funny thing: in the 60s and the 70s, people used to pay cash for houses.
Yep. Yeah.
There's a book I'm reading right now by this guy that talks about his parents bought their house in California in 1970 for $36,000. That same house today, about 1,200, 1,500 square feet, 1.5 million. And his parents just sold the house, but that person that's buying it can't afford that house because they don't have $1.5 million cash, but they got a loan for 40 years. 40 years.
40.
Car loans now, 7 years on a basic car.
7
cars are 10 to 15 years. So when you see people around here bossing and flossing and they got the Benz, the Bentley, 9.8 out of 10 times, they got a lease or they got a 10-year mortgage. So what we do is size people up. And then you have people talk about these fire programs and all this. I said, man, all that stuff is awesome if you got these basics in place. Because see, that ain't sexy. But that's what we go back to every time. And it seems like the higher I go up with the income bracket, unless they Leonard Ray, Melvin, James, Dr. Silk, a lot of these people coming up short. And just by doing that basic stuff that they don't find, hey man, when you gonna talk to me about the real estate property, DJ? When you gonna talk to me about open up a business, DJ? When you gonna talk to me about Forex, DJ? I said, when you gonna pass the basic test first? We're gonna do that basic assessment so I know you qualified, so you don't come back and try to blame us for your mistakes. That all ties into E-Myth, baby.
Yep.
That's exactly what we do. Family Finance 101, get the pro package, get that consolidation over 3 weeks. Then we show you how you can work with us on the long term to get access into those 4 projects that we work on. And by that time, you've worked with us for about 5-6 weeks. Now we know you. Now you know us. Now we can, with comfort, show you some vehicles that you can take responsibility and know that when the market goes down, we can't control the market. But if we got in it for the right reasons and you're not trying to make money daily, then we might be a right fit for you, might be the right product or service. So, man, I'm excited, man. Happy new 2021.
Yep.
Man, hats off to everybody on the team that did a stellar job in 2020. And the growth that we have was amazing. And we're going to have even more. So, hey, man, come join us, man. Come rock this thing out. And it's about time to turn the tune off this bad boy, because my control chaos is time for me to get some R&R, baby.
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. So again, man, this we just talked about the E-Myth, why most small businesses don't work and what to do about it, by Michael E. Gerber. I'll show you the cover of this edition because, like DJ said, there are several editions of this book. It's been out since 1986. And there's also specialized versions too. This is the general version for small business owners, but there's even specific versions for certain industries. And
for non-for-profits and stuff like that. I mean, it goes across all industries. That's what I love about it.
All industries. Yeah. So go ahead and look it up. Get this version. See if there's a version for your specialized industry. Check it out and come join us. Come join us one way or another. So before I close this out, I'll say I guess I'll go ahead and mention the next book. The next book that's mentioned on that Family Finance 101 webinar that I need to read next, and which we'll probably discuss next, is Ink and Go Rich. Ink and Go Rich. Yeah.
Oh, man, you know what? That's actually for members, man. We can't be throwing out that free, bro. That's for members, man. That one. Nah, you come with that good to great, because that one you just said before.
Yeah.
They got to be serious.
Okay. That's next level.
Yeah. That's executive membership club, and here's why I say that is because that is really for people who seriously want to pay the professionals what the professionals are worth, number one. Number two, that actually seriously for people who are willing to invest 5 figures a year into themselves. I mean, I'm serious. No, all jokes aside, that's what the basis of that book. And the third thing is for you to find the right entity structure and take actual case studies. So your average person watching this, if they haven't gone through these protocols first, that is going to mess their head up and it might overwhelm them, to be honest with you. But for you, yeah, you at the right point. So that's something that memberships only. But if you already heard it and you go out and buy it, I can't stop you from buying it. But I can tell you, if you're not ready for that book, one, that book ain't cheap.
Oh yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's sold on there. Yep, it's not.
You see what I'm saying? So that book, and it's worth every dollar. But I would say I would encourage them to undertake the good to great step first.
Okay.
You went to the good to great, but you already been through those protocols.
Right.
You know, but definitely, yeah, it's a great book. But again, you know, they got to be ready for it.
Yeah. So know what we'll do good to great, you know, for the free discussion, we'll do good to great.
Oh yeah.
We'll review that one. And then you know, we'll also give them a little preview, you know, maybe what their appetite for those books that you wrote.
Yeah. I mean, that goes without saying. I don't do enough promotion of those books because those books are very specific books for specific industries.
Yeah.
You know, talking about how to buy insurance the right way, how to retire from the city the right way. The only one that's generic in its formation, which is the cost of financial ignorance, which is for everybody. But most of my books are industry specific. You know, how to buy auto insurance, how to buy homeowners insurance, how to get business insurance. And that's from somebody, again, that's ready beyond the regular low-hanging fruit family finance 101 program. You know what I'm saying? So when they graduate there, now they're ready. And once they start reading those books, it's time to execute. Because the worst thing you can do is read a book and not be ready to execute what's in it, because now that's hope deferred. And what happens? The heart gets sick. So right now, I'm gonna plug a book that I just finished reading.
Yeah, go ahead, plug it.
It's called Self-Discipline. And I just picked it up because I said, you know, I'm going to do better in areas that I have, you know, weaknesses in. Because again, like I tell everybody, you know, not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Sometimes what happens when you achieve your goals and you have some semblance of freedom, you tend to get a little lax. So what I end up doing is saying, whoa, I need to have a little bit more discipline in my life. So I, just like anything else, looked at some guys who were multimillionaires and billionaires and looked at what they were reading. And so I picked up this book here. It's called The Power of Discipline. The Power of Discipline. The Power of Discipline. Just finished reading it, and now I'm on my way to my second book, and it's amazing, man. And just a couple of little tweaks. And I'll give you an example. Like sometimes I watch sports too much.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about being a spectator. That's where I got that from. You know, stop being a spectator and get on the field. So I was like, you know what? Ain't none of them sports making me any money, ain't impacting my life. I like it, but I'm going to do a little bit less. And you know what I did? Taking out watching less sports enabled me to get better on my physical part of my life. Actually start working out, changing my lifestyle, eating habits. And over the past 7 weeks, I've seen a major impact because I'm not doing resolutions. I'm doing lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So I probably was spending 10 hours a week watching sports, you know? So now I've cut it down to like 4 or 5, and I'm taking that other 5 to 6, and I'm using it in my daily routine of eating right and exercising properly. And I want to stay looking young, baby. And I want to stay looking strong.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? We gotta do have a conversation about that, and you know, flesh out those you know, those specifics that you started implementing. Of course, you know, I talk about mine as well because I have my own regimen too. So you know, maybe we'll do that next Friday.
Yeah, man. Because I mean that's important. Because I mean even you and Queen Astoria were talking about that on the show last night. Night before about just the changes in talking about the importance of that part of your life. And I think that's one thing that we fail to remember is that people understand that you got to have good health and good wealth simultaneously. Because what good is having a lot of money if you're unhealthy and you're sick? And what good is it being healthy if you're poor? You need to have best of both worlds and be working on those simultaneously together. And again, having a team to actually hold you accountable to that part of your life. And that's what I've done. I'm looking at these top retired athletes that are still looking like they can go out and step on the field. And I'm saying, hey, I should be able to do that too. Just that simple, because age is just a number still at this point in time. And I'm looking at pictures from 2-3 years ago. I look younger now than I look back then because I just made some modifications. And it's giving me more energy. It's giving me more ability to help more people.
Right. Yep. There you go. So So we're gonna definitely expound on that. In the next show. Dedicate that entire conversation to having that health and that wealth simultaneously. So we can improve the quality of our living. So we'll go ahead and get out of here for real this time.
Yeah, we're almost becoming like Baptist preachers. They always, I'm closing.
Yeah. But the way we always close this out, and we closed out the same way in 2020. We're gonna close out the same way in 2021. We wish you a pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind. Come join us on the beaches of the world. So until our next broadcast and our next program, take care, and we'll see you soon.
Yep. Happy New 21.
Happy New 2021. Toledo Organic Tequila is so crisp, so incredibly smooth. It's simply in a category by itself. This is luxury. Life tastes better naturally, so should your tequila. This is Toledo. Enjoy responsibly. Visit ToledoTequila.com to get your bottle of Toledo Organic Tequila. Get a 10% discount on DJ the Money Coach by entering promo code MONEY at checkout. Again, that's ToledoTequila.com, promo code MONEY to get 10% off your Toledo purchase.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name is Will. So I just want to tell you about DJ the Money Coach. So I found out about DJ the Money Coach through Erica Williams' YouTube channel. He's all about helping people get their finances in order and get their life together. So I decided to go ahead and take the Black Friday deal through Erica Williams' channel. I signed up for his initial consultation. They reached out within a couple of days. They got my financial information, my goals, my future goals, and now we're going to be working step by step to get my financial security together for the next few years. So I would say invest in yourself. Reach out to DJ the Money Coach's team and see what they can do for you as far as getting your finances together.